Oh, this is really hard. Don't know if I can do this video. Hey guys, welcome back to another Casual Friday. So today's video is going to be quite a serious one, and it's going to be about my scoliosis journey, my diagnosis story, and basically my journey in the last 7 years since I was diagnosed. The reason I'm doing this video today is because I was meant to do it last month, because last month was actually Scoliosis Awareness Month, and today, as of time of filming, it's the 1st of July. I was actually going to wait till next year to do this video because I wanted to put it off as long as possible, because it is actually quite a hard thing to talk about, or I was just not going to do it at all. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I put up a poll asking you guys if I should do this video anyway, and majority of you all voted yes, so I'm doing this video today. Now, it's actually a harder video for me to film than I thought. Like, I know sometimes I might be laughing in this video, but it's because when I feel really awkward or just want to cry, I laugh instead. I am actually quite insecure about this, and I'm basically putting my insecurities on the internet for everyone to see, which is very, very, very scary for me. I think makes this video really hard for me is that I've actually decided to show you guys certain parts of my body, obviously PG friendly, which are the most obvious that have been affected by my scoliosis. I do really struggle in the summer as well, because I have to like get like my back out and like my stomach out and stuff, and it's much more obvious in the summer because I don't wear very much. This is actually quite a big deal for me because I am very insecure about it's my body I'm going to be showing you. It is very mild, it's not really obvious that I've got scoliosis, but it's still obvious enough to me anyway that it makes me very insecure. So we're just gonna begin. So it all started when I was 18. Now, it took me a long time to get diagnosed, and my mum to this day still doesn't know why she didn't notice it. But what happened was I went to a event at this local castle to me, and I think I was actually working there that day. I remember doing like a day of work experience there. I was like a waitress for them and stuff. It was like a charity event, and this like, I think it was a physiotherapist was talking to my mum. Like, she's actually a licensed physiotherapist, and she said you need to get your daughter checked out because she was looking how I was standing. I used to have really bad posture because of it. Like, I was kind of like, I think I was like slumped over like this all the time. That's kind of like how I walked around all the time. And she was like, you need to get your daughter checked out. It looks like she's got some kind of scoliosis or something wrong with her back. My mum was like, what? And obviously she listened to her because she's a licensed physiotherapist, for God's sake. Can't remember exactly how much happened because it's all kind of blurry to me. It wasn't exactly something I really want to remember. I do remember going to a hospital, having an X-ray done on my back. I think it was like a few weeks later I had to go back to hospital to get my results. And I remember waiting with my mum. I think I was playing Angry Birds or something, I can't really remember. I wasn't actually that freaked out. I didn't actually believe at the time there's anything really wrong with me. There's nothing like me at all, because normally I'm the most anxious person ever. So then my appointment came in, so me and my mum went in together, and I remember seeing an X-ray on the screen, and the X-ray is of someone's spine. When I first went in there, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought that the doctor maybe had forgotten to take off the original person's X-ray from the screen. And I remember thinking, wow, that person's spine is really curved. Obviously, like, I knew it's patient confidentiality, so I was thinking a bit like, why have you got somebody else's thing on the screen, not got rid of it? I think I said something like, is that my spine? I had to have an X-ray on my spine. I remember it was to do with that. I remember saying something, I remember what it was I said, and then the doctor said, no, that's your spine. I haven't actually got the X-ray with me because obviously I didn't really want to keep it. It wasn't something I really wanted to keep in my memory box. I can't even imagine like the initial horror when I realised that's how my spine looked, and I just burst into tears. My mum was really shocked. She couldn't believe it either, and I just couldn't stop crying. And the first thing I thought, this is really personal, really deep, I don't want to say this. The first thing I thought was, who's going to love me with a back like that? And the second thing I thought was, am I ever going to be able to carry children? Which is something that still worries me to this day. I have been reassured that I can have kids naturally, and I will be able to carry them, but I think one thing I was told is I can never have an epidural. When it comes to having a baby, that's gonna be a hard one to actually like understand. I'm gonna be like, I want an epidural, give me one. That was honestly the first two things I thought, and that went really, really sad and depressing. I'm sorry, I just wanted to admit how I first felt when I first saw it. I was given a load of exercises to do, and sadly I had to do these exercises for the rest of my life, because if I don't do them, my spine will get worse and I'll end up having to have an operation. I'll put a metal rod in my spine to straighten it. And that terrifies me even now. It's been 7 years since I was diagnosed, and I'm always scared that one day in the future I'm going to end up having to have an operation done, because I don't know if my back's going to start getting worse again. It might not. But at the moment I'm okay, so I'm just trying to concentrate on that, but it's something I'm really scared of happening in the future. Now, scoliosis is, if you don't know already, is a curvature of the spine, and mine's very mild in the sense of, I think mine's only something like 20 degrees curvature. I'm not sure exactly how much it was, because like I said before, I don't like to think about it that day too much. It kind of goes back in my head. I only remember like a couple of snippets of the day, including my thoughts I first saw when I saw that image of my spine. So this is the harder bit. I know I'm laughing, but it's just because I feel so uncomfortable right now. Actually wearing sports bra makes it easier for me, because it's mostly like around my ribs and stomach area, and of course my back area as well. And one thing I'm actually really insecure about is my stomach. Now, this isn't necessarily scoliosis wise. It might just be because I'm really lazy, but it's like really flabby, and I haven't been working out I haven't worked out now for like 3 months, but at one point I was working out for like literally every single day for like months on end, and my arms were getting quite strong, but my stomach wasn't really doing anything. So I'm really worried that because of my scoliosis and shape of my back, that my stomach isn't ever going to get like toned and abs and stuff. Anyone out there who has scoliosis and has like abs and a nice toned stomach, please contact me and let me know. Even just comment down below letting me know, simply because I really want to have some reassurance that maybe one day my stomach will be nice and flat, because I'm really worried my scoliosis is going to affect that. Another thing I haven't actually mentioned yet is that my body slants to one side slightly, so my shoulders aren't completely straight, they kind of like go like that a little bit. So that isn't not that obvious, but as I'm aware it's there, it's something that really bothers me as well. The other thing about my scoliosis, because like I said earlier, my body is slightly slanted to one side, it does mean one of my legs is ever so slightly longer than the other. I was even told this by a physiotherapist actually I went to go and see. But anyway, he told me that one of my legs is ever so slightly longer than the other. So it does mean I do also walk with an ever so slight limp, which is not noticeable, again, luckily, apart from when I'm tired. When I'm tired, this is really noticeable, and I'll get people ask me what's wrong with my leg and my foot. It's really embarrassing. Then I turn around and say nothing, and then it's really awkward. They look at me like, oh. And it's just this really awkward silence. So if you do ever meet me and I'm limping really noticeably and really obviously, there's a chance it's because I've actually hurt my foot. But if you actually, or my leg, but if you actually see me limping like ever so slightly, that is the reason why. Okay, now I want to show you guys the thing I'm most insecure about, and that is my back. Well, I'm going to make this one a quick one simply because I'm very insecure about my back. But I just wanted to quickly show you guys the actual curvature of my spine. I took my sports bra off, but this is still PG friendly, I promise. I'm not going to turn around or anything, but I want to make it easier for you guys to see it. If I stand completely up straight, you may notice a slight curve. My body slightly slanted to one side. I'm not doing that on purpose, I promise. That's just how my body naturally goes. I don't like having photos taken of me from behind and videos taken of me from behind, because of the fact that it's really obvious I've got something wrong with my back. So this is actually a big deal for me to be doing this. But I just wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like. I'm very lucky in the sense of it's much better than it ever used to be. I probably should have done this video back when I first got diagnosed. I wasn't doing YouTube back then, so I couldn't. So this is my back. You probably won't see it for a long time now, but I wanted to show it to you guys, actually show you like how my body looks normally because of the scoliosis. I also mentioned the fact earlier that I don't like to have a picture taken of me from the side, from behind, because of my back. So if I stand this way, I'll hold my stomach in. But as you see, like my back is so curved and like my bum proper sticks out, and I really hate how I look from this angle. This is horrible seeing myself on this. No, I'm filming it as well, it's horrible. It's more this bit, I have a shelf where my bum is, my bum's like a shelf, and that really bothers me. I don't know if this is definitely scoliosis related or it's just me, but the last thing I want to talk about is my knees. Now, I'm very insecure about my knees even now. They used to be really bowed, like I used to be like this. Like without, obviously my feet would be straight, but my knees would be like literally like turning. So I used to have really like horrible knees, and I used to hate wearing shorts and they looked like that. Now I've only recently got better. I had bowed knees for a very long time, so I used to struggle wearing shorts. But nothing I used to do, even in photos I do still kind of do this, is my arms are like angled weird. So when I stand, if I do this now, when I stand on, my arms look weird. I don't know if it's just me, but I hate taking photos with my arms down like this because my arms are just at such a weird angle. This is how I stand normally, and this is how my body looks from like full on body shot. And as you probably can see, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but I do look slightly slanted. I'm not even doing that, it's just how my body falls naturally. But I'm going to talk about how this actually affects me. So even now, I still struggle with flexibility. Like, I can't do the splits. If I like try and sit down, my legs completely straight, I can't do it. It physically hurts because my hamstrings are really, really tight. I'm not very flexible because my back doesn't let me bend certain ways. So I do struggle doing certain things. The way it affects me the most is it gives me really bad backache. Like, I'll have days where I'll be doing absolutely nothing, get really bad backache. Or if I'm walking along somewhere, even for like 10 minutes, I get really bad backache. I can't really go on long walks. But well, I can go on long walks, but I can't go on a long walk without my back starting to really ache, needing to sit down. I need to sit down a lot because of my back. I often look like an old woman. I'm also not allowed to lift heavy objects, so any kind of job that requires like lifting heavy objects I can't do. To be honest though, that's not really a bad thing because I don't like lifting heavy objects anyway because I'm a really, really weak person as it is. So if we're hanging out one day and I say to you I need to sit down or my back's really aching, hopefully you guys will now understand why it is aching. I'm not just saying it to be lazy. Another issue is more mental than anything else is that I compare myself to other people all the time who have straight spines. I mean, I do this to everyone. I compare myself to people for lots of different reasons anyway, but when I look at people's backs and I'm like, oh, I wish my spine was straight like hers, and I get myself really upset because my back is horrible, and it's like, really? This video ended up being like a lot longer than it was meant to be, but I wanted to try and get as much in it as possible. Now I know that I never had an operation or anything done on my spine. Probably the things I pointed out to you guys were not that obvious, but I wanted to mention them anyway, just in case anyone out there who thinks they might have it, if they watch this video think, oh, that's how I look, maybe get yourselves checked out. But I want to say thank you to everyone who voted yes for me to do this video anyway, because as much as I hate filming it and hated showing off my insecurities, like, it feels nice to know that it's out there now, and hopefully it might even help somebody who possibly has it. I mean, it is scary thinking about the fact that I might have to have a metal rod put into my spine one day. That does terrify me a lot. Most of you know I do pole fitness, and as much as it has like a really negative stereotype, I honestly believe to this day my last 3 to 4 years doing pole fitness have been the thing that have saved me so far. The muscles in my back are so much stronger from doing it, which means it stops my spine from curving anymore. So I actually can turn around and say I do pole fitness for medical reasons. Like, there are certain moves I have to do where I have to like change them a little bit because I'm not flexible and can't bend my back in certain ways. I'm hoping the more that I do it, the stronger my back will get, and hopefully my spine won't get any worse or never have to have that operation. But anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video and found that informative. It was really hard for me to do, but I am kind of grateful I've done it now. And I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be much less serious, I promise. Bye!